Today I'm going to read to you an informational text called The Albertosaurus Mystery, written by T.V. Padma. An informational text gives information about a topic. I wonder which topic this informational text is going to tell us about. Do you know? Searching without a map. Philip Curry was thirsty and tired. It was one of the hottest summer days of 1997. He and his team were looking for fossils that belonged to a dinosaur called Albertosaurus. Try and say that dinosaur name. Albertosaurus. Almost 90 years earlier, a famous fossil hunter named Barnum Brown had found a fossil field in western Canada's Badlands. Many Albertosaurs were buried in it. Philip was trying to find this place again. It was like looking for a needle in a haystack. Brown had not made a map or written down where he had found the fossils. Philip had few clues, just some notes and 4 old photos. If you hear your vocabulary words in this story, you're welcome to add them to your word wall. I know I heard a few. Discovery! The team was running out of water. Everyone except Philip went back to the camp. He continued on with the search. Sandflies and mosquitoes bit him. His head hurt. Philip had seen the remains of Brown's campsite earlier in the day. He knew the bones must be close. In this photograph, Philip was trying to find the location of Albertosaurus fossils shown in Brown's old photograph. That's interesting. All alone, Philip climbed another hill. It stopped to hold up a photo. It looked just like the scene in front of him. He also could see that years ago, someone had dug into the rock there. Philip had found Brown's bone bed. Holes or cuts in rocky hills are clues that someone might have dug there before. Brown's photo was old, but Philip could see that the hills still looked the same. Barnum, the bone hunter. Barnum Brown grew up in Kansas in the late 1800s. His family dug and sold coal. Young Barnum saw his first fossil when the family plow accidentally pulled one out of the ground. I wonder what it'd feel like to find a fossil. I might feel excited. How would you feel? Brown went on to study fossils. He found that he liked digging up bones more than learning about them in class. So he left Columbia University to become a bone hunter for the American Museum of Natural History in New York City. Brown was very good at finding fossils. Henry Fairfield Osborne, the head of the museum, joked that Brown could smell fossils. News writers called him Mr. Bones. At the American Museum of Natural History in New York City, Brown helped put together the bones he found. Have you ever been to a museum and saw some fossil bones? I know. I saw some dinosaur bones at the Science Museum. Maybe you've been there too. Finding the first T-Rex. Ooh, look at that T-Rex. In 1908, Brown found this T-Rex skeleton. It can be seen at the American Museum of Natural History. In the early 1900s, Brown dug up Tyrannosaurus Rex skeletons, first in Wyoming and later in Montana. These were the first T-Rex skeletons ever found. For several years, Brown returned to Montana to dig for fossils. The bones he found there were often stuck in hard rock. He sometimes used dynamite to get them out. Then in 1910, a terrible thing happened in Brown's life. His wife died. Brown tried to forget his sadness by hunting for more fossils. He rafted down Red Deer River Canyon in Canada. He camped in the area and looked for bones. Soon, Brown made a surprising discovery. What do you think his discovery was? Let's find out. Ooh. Finding many meat eaters. In Canada, Brown found a place where many skeletons were buried. The skeletons belonged to Albertosaurus, a large meat-eating dinosaur. It was the first time anyone had found the bones of so many meat-eating dinosaurs in the same spot. Brown dug up some of the bones, and he wrote only a few lines about his find, but didn't say how unusual it was. He didn't say why he thought so many individuals of the same species were together. He didn't tell what the discovery might mean. The Albertosaurus bones were sent to the museum and put away. There they lay in a basement storage room for many years with other dinosaur fossils. A fierce family. Albertosaurus was part of a family of fierce meat-eating dinosaurs called Tyrannosaurids. Tyrannosaurus rex was also part of this family. Albertosaurus was smaller than Tyrannosaurus rex, but it was strong. Albertosaurus could see and smell well. It had many sharp teeth. Its huge, powerful jaws could crush bone. Like Tyrannosaurus rex, Albertosaurus lived and hunted alone. At least that's what paleontologists thought. One man was about to change their thinking, however. He had some ideas about these ancient creatures. Tyrannosaurus rex was about 40 feet long. Albertosaurus was about 30 feet long. Let's look back at the illustration to see. They even show, if you were standing next to them, how big they are. Philip Curry's question. In 1976, Philip Curry read what Brown wrote about the site full of Albertosaurs. At that time, most paleontologists thought Tyrannosaurids lived alone. If so, asked Philip, why were many of these animals buried together? Had they died together? Had they lived together? Some plant-eating dinosaurs had lived in groups. Maybe some of the meat eaters that hunted them did, too, thought Philip. After all, big groups of animals were hard to hunt alone. Many Albertosaurs hunted in packs. Hard to hunt alone. Oh, Philip was busy learning about many kinds of fossils and dinosaurs. However, he put his questions away for many years, just as Brown had put away his fossils. Well, this is interesting. Albertosaurus had about 70 teeth in its gigantic jaws. And this is where we're going to stop. We will continue with the Albertosaurus next time.